So we have been hearing for a long time these rumors that a Days Gone Remaster is coming. And to be honest, I didn't know how much I fully bought into it, especially when it was rumored that at the event where Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered was revealed, that Days Gone was also going to get a reveal for the remaster. And when that didn't happen, it felt like, okay, this is probably just a rumor. It's probably not real. Well, shock of all shocks, it turns out today at the State of Play, this is real. And so I wanted to share my thoughts on this. In particular, I actually feel surprisingly really positive about this. And like, this isn't actually a remaster that we need. And there's two specific reasons. But the second reason, which I'll get to later in the video, is actually the most primary reason that I don't see anybody talking about. And I have no idea how nobody is noticing this about this remaster. And so if you're a huge fan of Days Gone, this is going to be really important for you to actually pay attention to, I feel like, because I think we're actually going to have the potential to get what we've all been hoping for. So stay tuned for that reason, but I'll give you the first one. Let's just dive into this video together. So the first reason, and I think the most obvious reason why I feel like we need this remaster, is Days Gone is a game that I love quite a bit. That I am someone who's a large fan of The Walking Dead, large fan of The Last of Us. Days Gone was right up my alley, that I was excited for it ever since it got revealed at E3, that I thought it looked like it could be a really great game. So I picked this thing up day one really excited, and it is no secret that day one, this game did not run well. I had a good time, but there was all kinds of bugs and goofy stuff going on. And to be honest, it never fully got solved. It got significantly better with updates, but the game still has moments where it glitches or gets goofy or has weird things that happen. It's one of those games that when it came out, people were like, this is maybe one that should have been saved for the PS5, where it felt like it would have been a better game on the PS5, because the PS5 probably would have been able to handle it a little bit more. On top of that, it was the team's first go at like a full-fledged console game, that they mostly had just done portable games before. And so even when it's your first crack at something like that, there's going to be things that you learn along the way where you're like, oh, we should have done that differently. And so I think that the remaster is going to play a huge part in that. I actually think that it'll run the best it's ever ran before on the PS5. I think all those glitches are going to be done away with. And even having new content and new modes like the Horde mode is incredible. That's the thing people bought the game for, was that the Horde mode seemed really sweet. And to have a whole mode surrounded around that, I think it's just a win. And then to top it all off, it's one of those PlayStation remasters where you just got to pay $10 if you already own the game, and it's yours. And I think that's just a win-win. As someone who's a big fan, I just have no complaints about that. I get that people are tired of these remasters, but to be honest, I think this is one of the few remasters where it actually will be a significantly better running game on the PS5 than it currently is on the PS4, and it's worth doing. But the biggest reason is that I think this is Sony giving Days Gone one last hurrah to have the potential to get a green light to that sequel. That I think that this is honestly Sony testing the waters to say, okay, we've heard you guys whining, we've heard you complaining that you want a Days Gone 2. Just to be honest with you, the sales didn't fully justify us greenlighting it, and so we're going to release this remaster. And if you guys put your money where your mouth is and you support this thing, and this thing comes out to good reviews, and this thing comes out to positive support and decent financial support, a Days Gone 2 will get greenlit. The fact that they're even doing this at all, to me, signals that, because Days Gone has been the black sheep of PlayStation franchises, that you never see Deacon in any of the mascot marketing, you never see Days Gone in any PlayStation marketing, that it has been quickly banished from the PlayStation lineup of their first-party games. So I think the fact that they even gave this a remaster is huge, and it's a signal that, hey guys, this is us trying to throw you a bone and saying, support this and we'll give you Days Gone 2. And I think that we as fans need to put our money where our mouth is. That those of you who share the opinion I do, that I actually really enjoyed Days Gone, if you're wanting a sequel to that game to see what's in store next and where they could take this franchise, I think it's worth supporting. I think it's them trying to test the waters to be like, hey, is this a franchise that we want to put more money into? I think that they must have some idea about a Days Gone 2, and they're giving it one last shot to see, hey, how far down the line should we go into development on Days Gone 2? Should we cut it off here and say, yep, this franchise just didn't work, let's move on to something else? Or should we greenlight a sequel? And so for those of you who, I get it, are frustrated at the remasters and just want the second game and don't want a remaster, I actually think that this is your window into getting it. I really do. I think for fans to not support this game will result in us not getting a sequel. And for fans to support this game will increase the sequel odds exponentially. The fact that this is even happening increases the sequel odds. And so that's my take on it. That's my outlook. I could be wrong, but to be honest, it's so out of character for PlayStation to do this for Days Gone that I actually think there's no other explanation other than that is actually what's going on here. It's less about a remaster cash grab and more about trying to see if they should greenlight a sequel. And so I really, really hope that the gaming community supports this and gives this thing a shot, because I would love a sequel to Days Gone 2, and I know that many of you would as well. But with all that being said, why don't you head down to the comment section down below and let me know your thoughts. Do you agree that you think that this will be a substantial upgrade to gameplay, and that out of all the remasters, this one actually probably makes the most sense gameplay wise, that it'll run significantly smoother on the PS5 than, for example, Horizon Zero Dawn did when it got a PS5 upgrade? It was really just cosmetic. It wasn't because the gameplay would play better. I actually think this will really serve the gameplay. But then the biggest thing, do you think this is Sony thrown out of line to see, hey, should we make a sequel? We're giving you guys a chance. Do you think that this is them testing the waters to see, hey, let's see how far down the sequel train we should actually go? Or do you think it's just another remaster? I highly think that it actually is them testing the waters for a sequel, but I could be wrong. And let's have that conversation. Let's have that debate in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that junk. And I will see you guys in the next one.